Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for your kind association. We will continue our study of Bhagavad Gita by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Varga. Today we will discuss one verse from Bhagavad Gita. We covered till verse number 13 of the 9th chapter last session. So today we will discuss verse number 14. Let's start with our Mangalacharan prayers. Om Ajnanatirmirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtham Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tvise Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadādhara Śrīvāsādi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So dear devotees, if you have your Bhagavad Gita, you can open chapter 9 entitled The Most Confidential Knowledge, text number 14. So in this chapter, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, is describing to his dear friend and devotee Arjun the most confidential knowledge, the highest knowledge. There are different levels of knowledge described in Bhagavad Gita. There is confidential knowledge. All spiritual knowledge is confidential. Why confidential? We have seen. Because this knowledge is not available in schools and colleges and universities. We can get our MA, BA, MBA, MD, MS, MBBS, BE, ME, BTech, MTech, LLB, LLM, all these degrees we can get, BCom, MCom. But where is the knowledge of the soul? Where is the knowledge of God? Where is the knowledge of Bhagwan? Available? Nowhere. You can go to Harvard University. You can go to any university. Mumbai University, Cambridge University, Oxford University. There is no self-realized guru, tattvadarshi guru, bona fide spiritual master in any of these universities who is teaching pure devotional service, who is teaching the nature of the soul, the nature of Bhagwan, Jiva Tattva, Bhagavad Tattva. Where is this knowledge? In the universities and colleges of this world today? Nowhere. Therefore, spiritual knowledge is confidential. So there is confidential knowledge, there is more confidential knowledge, and there is most confidential knowledge. And all these three levels of knowledge are described in Bhagavad Gita. They are described in more detail in Śrīmad Bhagavatam. And further details are given in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Therefore, these are our graduate level studies, postgraduate level studies, and PhD level studies. PhD is very specific. You take one subject and you present a thesis or a dissertation on that topic. It's very specific. Chaitanya Charitamrita is very specific. It is meant for Gaudiya Vaishnavas. It gives us our Gaudiya Siddhanta, very specific. Śrīmad Bhagavatam is for all sampradayas, any sampradaya. Brahma Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, Kumar Sampradaya, Shri Sampradaya. Everyone loves Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Śrīmad Bhagavatam is for everyone, all sampradaya, Vaishnavas. And Bhagavad Gita is for all people, whether you are spiritual or you are not spiritual, whether you are practicing a particular religion, whether you are practicing some other religion. Everybody, they can find in Bhagavad Gita what they need, because it's very broad. Everything is there in Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita starts off broad. It's like a graduate level school. And Srila Prabhupada's other books, Perfection of Yoga, On the Way to Krishna Consciousness, Elevating to Krishna Consciousness, Perfect Question, Perfect Answers, Science of Self-Realization, all these books of Srila Prabhupada, they constitute the school and high school level education. And college level education is Bhagavad Gita as it is. Śrīmad Bhagavatam is post-graduation. And Chaitanya Charitamrita is PhD. So, we are seeing in this chapter, chapter 9 of Bhagavad Gita, the knowledge given is most confidential. Confidential, more confidential, most confidential. This is most confidential knowledge. So here, Krishna is describing that everything is working under Krishna's control. And Krishna says, I appear in this world. But when I come in this world, seeing my human form as Nanda Nandan Krishna, as Yashoda Dulal Krishna, as Devaki Nandan Krishna, as Vasudev Krishna, the son of Vasudeva Maharaj. Seeing that I have got a human form, the foolish people, they make fun of me. They don't consider me to be Bhagwan. That is described in the 11th verse of this chapter. Avajananti mam mudha manushim tanum ashritam. Param bhavam ajananto. They don't know my supreme form, that I am the supreme personality of Godhead. Although mama bhuta maheshwaram, I am the supreme lord of all the planets, all the universes. But the fools think I am just an ordinary human being. And they do dosh arop. They see faults in me. They make fun of me. They criticize me. How Krishna can dance in the middle of the night with the wives of other people. Nobody is wife of other people. There is only one Purush, Krishna, Purushottama. He is the Purush and we are all Prakriti. Krishna is the enjoyer, we are all enjoyed. Krishna is the master, we are all servants. Ekela Ishvara Krishna, Arasara Bhritya. But people criticize him, considering him to be ordinary. So they don't worship Krishna. That was in the 11th verse. 12th verse, Krishna says that moghasha mogha karmano mogha jnana vichetasaha rakshasim asurim chaiva prakritim mohinim shrita. That shrita, ashrita, they take shelter of what? Rakshasim asurim prakritim mohinim. They are bewildered by the demoniac and atheistic natures, these people. And then what happens? Their moghasha, all their asha are bewildered, all their hopes are destroyed. And mogha karmano, in all their activities, they are bewildered, they are confused. And then what happens? Mogha jnana, all their knowledge also is confused. Because if you make a mistake in solving a problem in mathematics, we know there are multiple steps in solving a mathematical equation, mathematical problem. There are multiple steps. And if you make mistake in the first step, then no matter how nicely you perform the remainder steps, your ultimate answer is going to be wrong. So therefore, in our life, if the foundational understanding is wrong, what is the foundational understanding? The basic foundational understanding that Krishna is saying, Mama Bhuta Maheshwaram. I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha. Everywhere it is said, Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita. So everywhere, all throughout our scriptures, Bhagavad Gītā, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Śrīmad Bhagavatam, Vishnu Puran, Padma Puran, Upanishads, everywhere. Ishavasam idam sarvam. Everywhere it is mentioned that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and we are his servants, we are the devotees and we have to serve Krishna. If we make a mistake in this foundational siddhanta, in this foundational philosophy, if we make a mistake, then whatever else we do in life, PhD, entrepreneurship, becoming a millionaire, becoming a billionaire, becoming a neta, becoming a leader in society, becoming famous, becoming CEO of a company, giving in charity, whatever we do, if the foundationally there is a mistake, ultimate end result will be wrong. It will be a zero. Anything you multiply by zero, it is zero, isn't it? In mathematics, 1 million multiplied by zero is what? Zero. 1 crore multiplied by zero is zero. And what is zero? Shunyaitam jagat sarvam Govinda virahename. Without Govinda, without Krishna, everything is a zero. And people are crazy after zeros. They get a Tesla car and they say, yes, my dream was to get a Tesla car. It's a zero. It's a zero. Tesla car is a zero. Your money is a zero. Our fame, prestige in the society is a zero. How many votes we get is a zero. And people are fighting after zeros. They are proud of their zeros. I have got more zeros than you. My life is multiplied by 2 zeros. Your life is multiplied only by 1 zero. I am better than you. And both are zero in the final analysis. Because foundationally there is a mistake. Therefore, in Bhagavad Gītā, it is very clear. Krishna says, we have to surrender to him. Fools do not surrender to Krishna. Those who have Rakshas Prakriti Ashrit, those who are Asuri Prakriti Ashrit, here clearly it is said, they do not surrender to Krishna. They make fun of Krishna. And therefore, they are baffled. They are defeated in their Jnana, Karma, and Asha. In all their aspirations, Moghasha, Mogha Karmano, in all their activities, Mogha Jnana. All the knowledge that they achieve in this world, acquire in this world, they are just bewildered, baffled, deluded, bewildered. They are lost. They get a zero. They get a zero because they have missed the point of Krishna. That everything has to be done for Krishna. Yat karoshi, yad ashnashi, yad juhosi, dadasi yat, yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurushva madarpanam. Very clearly Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gītā. In Śrīmad Bhagavatam also it is said that savai pumsa paro dharmo yato bhaktir adhokshaje ahetuki apratihataya atma suprasidati. Everything has to be done in bhakti for Krishna. Then in verse 13, so in verse 12 and 11, in Moghasha Mogha Karmano and in Avajananti Mam Mudha, Manushantanu Mashrita, Krishna is saying that some foolish people don't surrender to me and then they are lost. They are never successful in their endeavors. They'll get a 0. In verse number 13, Krishna is telling us the positive side of the population. Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakriti ashrita bhajanti ananya manaso jnatva bhutadim aveya. But there are Mahatmas also. There are Duratmas and there are Mahatmas. Duratma is Mogha Asha, Mogha Karmana, Mogha Jnana. They are baffled because Avajananti Mam. They criticize Krishna. They deride Krishna. They make fun of Krishna. They Bhagwan ko nahi mante. They don't accept Krishna as the supreme. So they are the foolish people, Duratmas. Now what about Mahatmas? Krishna says there are Mahatmas also in this world. Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakriti ashrita. First indication is that they are daivi prakriti ashrita. They are under the divine nature. Our acharyas explain daivi prakriti here means Radharani. They are Shri Radha ashrit. They are under the protection of the internal potency, not bewildered by the external potency. Antaranga Shakti, Swarupa Shakti ka ashra lete hai wo. Daivi prakriti ashrita. They take shelter of the divine potency of Krishna. And what do they do? What is their lakshan? What is their characteristic? Bhajanti ananya manaso. With their mind, they are constantly doing my bhajan. Jnatva bhutadim avyayam. And they know me to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Inexhaustible. They know me as a Supreme Lord. And therefore they bhajante ananya manaso. They constantly engage in devotional service. वे सदैव मेरा भजन करते हैं. They are always engaged in devotional service. Bhajante ananya manaso. Ananya means only Krishna, not multi-branched. सोमवार को this demigod, Tuesday this demigod, बुधवार को this demigod, Sunday को Sunday feast, Krishna consciousness. ये उपास वो उपास. They are not multi-branched. Krishna says, Ananyas chintayanto mam, ye jana paryupasate, tesham nityabhuktamam yogakshemam maham. This is very important, my dear friends. Initially, when we come to Krishna consciousness, we may have so many bags with us. This, that, for this, I need to worship this demigod. For this, I need to worship this demigod. Different देवी देवताओं की हम उपासना करते हैं, अलग-अलग प्रकार के फल प्राप्त करने के लिए. ये प्रारंभिक दशा है. But this is not the path of pure devotional service. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktir adhokshaje. Keval adhokshaje ki bhakti karni hai. We have to only worship Krishna. Therefore, people sometimes ask, why in your ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, Antarashtriya Krishna Bhavanamrit Sangh mein, aap log, why you are emphasizing only worship of Krishna? Because that is what is said by Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. The Shastra is very clear. Whether you take Ramayana, whether you take Mahabharata, whether you take the Puranas, whether you take the Vedas, Upanishads, everywhere, Hari Sarvatra Gīyate. The glories of Hari is everywhere. In the beginning, in the middle, in the end. Every scripture, if you study it properly, even Vedanta Sutra, Brahma Sutra, everywhere, it is Narad Bhakti Sutra. Take any scripture, Garga Samhita, Brahma Samhita. Krishna is the supreme and worship of Krishna is emphasized all over the scriptures. And all the great saints of the past have emphasized this, whether it is Śrīpad Ramanujacharya, whether it is Śrīpad Madhvacharya, whether it is Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or whether it is Śrī Ādi Shankaracharya. Everyone has emphasized Krishna worship. Śrī Vishnu Swamiji, everywhere, Śrīpad Vallabhacharya, every sampradaya, they have emphasized worship of Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. Śrīpad Shankaracharya also said. So there are great souls, there are Mahatmas who are always engaged in the worship of Krishna. They are considered to be Daivi Prakriti Ashrit. They are under the guidance of Srimati Radharani. They are under the protection of Bhakti Shakti. They are called Mahatmas. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada wrote that they are simply attracted by the two-armed form of Krishna and they are not attracted to other forms of Krishna. Because Krishna has many forms. He has a Chaturbhuj Narayan form. There are other forms also. But the pure devotees of Krishna are exclusively attached to the threefold bending form of Krishna who plays flute. Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpa Dhrumada Śrīmad Ratnagara Simhasanasthav Śrīmad Radha Srila Govinda Devav Preshta Libhi Sevyamanav Smarami. Always they are engaged in serving Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan, under the divine Kalpavruksha trees of Vrindavan. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundaram Achintya Guna Swarupam Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Sadaiva, always they are seeing only Krishna. Threefold bending form of Krishna. Tribhanga Deha Sundaram Nakhadyuti Sudhakaram Amulya Ratna Bhushanam Namami Nandanandanam. Nandanandan Krishna. That is the quality of a Mahatma, that bhajante ananya manaso. They are always doing bhajan. So now the question is, could be asked, hey Krishna, what is the meaning of bhajan? You are saying Mahatmas mera sadaiva bhajan karte hai. The Mahatmas are always doing my bhajan. What is bhajan? Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Mudamate. Shripad Shankaracharya also said that you do bhajan. So what is bhajan? Can you define what is bhajan? The question may be asked. Krishna is answering that question in verse number 14, which we are going to discuss today. So verse number 14, Bhagavan Krishna is saying, Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha drida vrataha namasyantascha mam bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. Satatam, arthat always. Kirtayantaha means to chant. Kirtan. Kirtan comes from the word kirti. Yash gan karna. So to glorify, to chant. What? Prabhu ka naam. Prabhu ki leela. Prabhu ke gun. The qualities of Krishna. The characteristics of Krishna. The pastimes of Krishna. Leela Gayan and Naam Gayan. They are all called Kirtan. Satatam Kirtayanto Mam. So what is important here? Satatam means always. Kirtayanto. Kirtan arthat Bhagwan ki kirti ka gaan. Bhagwan ke naam ka gaan. Like you see, people, they come out with slogans of political leaders chanting their name. Alana Alana Falana Falana, inki jai ho, inki morcha nikalte hai. They come in procession, they glorify big people. If some team wins World Cup, people come together and they glorify the team. Jai ho, inki jai ho, inko puraskar do, inko felicitate karo. So all this is going on. So people are doing this for materialistic people, for materialistic achievement. What good does it do if a particular country wins the World Cup? Tell me. Why thousands and thousands and thousands and millions of people are coming on the streets, glorifying them or watching them on the TV, absorbing in their consciousness these sports stars? Or even for that matter, big entrepreneurs, successful businessmen, or even political leaders, sportsmen, political leaders. Why we should absorb our consciousness in them? Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tente kalavaram tam evaiti kaunteya sadatat bhava bhavita. Whoever we think of, whoever we meditate upon, that destination will get. So therefore we have to be careful who we give our heart to, who we give our mind to. Krishna says, man mana bhavamad bhakto. Think of me, give your mind to me. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara. Always think of me, give your mind to me, because mind belongs to Krishna. Isn't it? In Bhagavad Gītā, Krishna says, Bhume rapo nalo vayur kham mano buddhir evacha ahankarite bhinna prakriti ashtada. These are my separate energies. Meri prakriti ke hai ye. Ashtada. All these 8 things, earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and ahankar, false ego, they are all belonging to me. So if something belongs to Krishna, who it should be offered to? To Krishna. If something is somebody's property, it rightfully belongs to that person. Krishna says, your mind belongs to me. This earth belongs to me. All the water belongs to me. So the water that we drink, or anything जो इस पृथ्वी से उत्पन्न होता है, all the grains, fruits, vegetables, who it belongs to? It belongs to Krishna. So who we should offer it to? We should offer it to Krishna. This is sabhyata. This is just simple gentleman behavior. Anything belongs to someone, we should offer it. Therefore, Krishna says, Yadnya Shishtashena Santo Muchante Sarva Kilbhishe. If something is offered in Yadnya to me, Muchante Sarva Kilbhishe, it will protect you from all problems in life. It will destroy your sins. Bhunjate te to agham papa yah pachanti atma karanat. Atma karanat, if we cook it for ourselves and eat without offering it in Yadnya to Krishna, who is Yadnesh, the Lord of all Yadnya, then agham papa, we are simply eating pap. We are simply eating sins. So therefore, it is said that the bhajan should be mam. Sadatam kirtayanto mam. Not kirtan of some politician, not kirtan of some sports person or some industrialist or very rich person, powerful person. No. Because they are also baddha jivas. They are also fallible people. Why should we put them on the pedestal of demigods or God? Like once a person came to my Guru Maharaj, Param Pujya Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj, and said that you can say whatever you want, Maharaj. For me, Sachin is God and cricket is my religion. This was many years ago when Sachin Tendulkar was at his peak. Sachin is my God and cricket is my religion. Many people say like this. So this person came and told my Guru Maharaj like that. Guru Maharaj said, I don't know who is Sachin, but my God is Sachinandan, Gaurahari. And Bhagavad Dharma is my religion, as described in Śrīmad Bhagavatam. So we don't want to get... Now tell me, then it's somebody else comes. Then Dhoni comes. Then people don't talk about Tendulkar. Then Virat Kohli comes. Then people don't talk so much about Dhoni. This keeps changing. Before Tendulkar, it was somebody else. Sunil Gavaskar or somebody else was there. These people keep changing. Has Bhagavad Gita changed? 5,000 years ago, the hero was Krishna. Before that also the hero was Krishna in the Shastra. Evam parampara praptam. In parampara, this is going on. Imam vivasvate yogo. Vivasvan, at the beginning of creation, to sun god, Surya Bhagwan ko bhi Bhagwan Krishna ne updesh kiya tha. Imam vivasvate yogo. So even before Mahabharat, everywhere, Hari Sarvatra Giyate. Everywhere there is glorification of Krishna. Therefore, one of the 6 opulences, Shad Aishwarya of Bhagwan, is Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Yashasha Shriya. Jnana Vairagya. Yasha means Kirti. Bhagwan ka yash gan sarvatra sadaiva hota hai. Everywhere, at all times, Krishna is glorified by all the great personalities. Take any great personality. Who is Hanumanji worshipping? Shankar Bhagwan ऐसे बैठते हैं ध्यान में, हाथ में रुद्राक्ष माला, किनका नाम जप रहे हैं? राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्र नाम तत्तुल्यम राम नाम वरानने. ब्रह्मा जी किनका ध्यान कर रहे हैं? तेने ब्रह्म हृदय आदि कवये मुह्यन्ति यत् सूरय सत्यम परम धीमहि. ब्रह्मा जी किसका ध्यान कर रहे हैं? अपने बुद्धि से. इट इज कृष्ण. ब्रह्म संहिता में क्या कहे हैं ब्रह्मा जी? ईश्वर परम कृष्ण सच्चिदान चिंतामणि प्रखर सद्मशु कल्प वृक्ष लक्षावर्तेषु सुरभिरभिपालयन्तम लक्ष्मी सहस्र शत संभ्रम सेव्यमानम गोविंदम आदि पुरुषम तमहम भजामि. भगवान गोविंद का गुणगान करे. लक्ष्मी सहस्र शत संभ्रम सेव्यमानम. संभ्रम, बहुत आदर के साथ, विद ग्रेट रिस्पेक्ट, विद ग्रेट केयर, लक्ष्मी जी इज सर्विंग हु? Whose pada sevanam is Lakshmi ji doing? It is Krishna. It is Bhagwan. All great personalities, whether it is Shripad Narad Muni, whether it is Uddhavji, whether it is Vishwamitra Muni, whether it is Vashishta Muni, everybody is a devotee of Krishna. You can see, pick up any Puran and take a look at it. Brahmaji, Shiv, ye sab Mahajan hai. 12 Mahajans are there. They are all devotees of Krishna. And what is our path? Mahajanoyena Gatasa Pantha. We have to follow the path of the Mahajans. If Brahmaji, Shivaji, Narad Muni, Kapila Muni, Bhishma Dev, Prahlad Maharaj, Bhagwan Vyasdev, Shri Shukdev Goswami, Yamarajji, Janak Maharaj, all of them are devotees of Krishna. Then why we should not become devotee of Krishna? Mam. Satatam Kirtayanto Mam. Krishna sings. You chant my name, you sing my glory, you talk about me, you describe my leelas. And should we do it 2 hours every morning during japa only? No, Satatam. Krishna is saying Satatam, always. Kirtayanto, Nam Kirtan, Gun Kirtan, Lila Kirtan, Mam, mine. Yatantascha. Yatan karo. Yatan karo means endeavor. It is not going to be easy. Satatam Kirtan is not going to be easy because we have a tendency to speak about so many other subject matters, isn't it? We have a tendency to think of so many other subject matters. So is it going to be easy? No, Baba. This is material world. This is the world of Maya. Here, to talk about mundane things is very good. See, what will the family members say? If we are watching a nice movie, they'll say, very good, very good, very good. If we are sitting and we are saying, okay, I'm not going to come for movie, I'm going to chant. Hey, pagal ho gaya? You will not come for movie? You're sitting like a Babaji and chanting. Arey, you are grahastha. Come on, come on. Don't do this. This is too much. When you become old, that time you do this. I like to tell this story. When first I started attending Gaurang Prabhu's and Gaur Gopal Prabhu's classes in my boys' hostel, every Thursday, Bhagavad Gita discourses, I was very influenced by that. And I told my parents that now I will not eat in restaurants. I will not eat food that is not offered to Krishna. I will chant Hare Krishna. I will not watch movies. My parents were shocked. They said, see, all this is good. This is all right. Whatever you are saying is right. It is not wrong. But the age and the time is wrong. You are only 18 years old. This is wrong. You wait when you become our age. Then you follow all this. When your duties are done, you have enjoyed everything, you have tasted everything. When you become our age, when you are in your 50s, 60s, you retire, then you do. So I asked them then why you are not doing it. Why you are not doing it? The problem is nobody is ever satisfied by material enjoyment. Always something will be there. Now I want to see my children become doctors and engineers and lawyer and businessmen. Now I want to take care of my grandchildren. My children are very busy in their professional lives. I have to take care of my grandchildren now. Now I want to see my grandchildren graduate. Now I want to see my grandchildren get married. This asha, these different hopes and aspirations in this material world will never end. Never end. Namuchyati asha pundam. Srimad Shankaracharya says. We become old, our hair will fall, our hair will become grey, our joints will have arthritis, but our asha will never go in this material world. Something or the other we want. Now I want to wait for the election result. Then I will leave my body. Ek baar dekh lo ki some nice leader has come, then I can die peacefully. One famous singer, she recently died, and she said about another classical singer, oh, this young girl is so nice, now I can die peacefully. What is there? And in the spiritual world, Vishaka Sakhi is the guru, Lalita Sakhi is the guru of all the singers. They are constantly singing for Krishna. Why are you worried whether there is a classical singer in this earth planet or not? You think about there. What is happening in the spiritual world? That should be our chintan. That should be our manan. And Bhagavad Gita is teaching us that. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha. You have to work hard. It's not going to be easy. Being Krishna conscious in the material world is like swimming upstream. Nadi ke prabhav ke viparit disha mein hame tairna hai. That is bhakti. To swim in the opposite direction of the flow of the river. I have tried it once when I had gone to Nepal. I had tried it. Very difficult to swim upstream. You get exhausted in 50 feet you swim and you will feel as if you have been swimming for 1 hour. So difficult to swim upstream, to swim against the flow of the river. What is the flow of the river of the material world in Kali Yuga? Adho gachanti tamasa. It is all going down. And urdhva gachanti sattvasa. We have to go up. So we have to swim against the flow of the river, or we have to climb up the mountain. We have to climb up the mountain. And we have to work very hard. It's not going to be easy. Constantly we will face fall down. We will decide, from today, I will chant 25 rounds. From today, I will read 1 hour. And we do it for 2-3 days and then there's a break. There's a gap. We fail to keep our vows. But we don't have to become depressed or dejected. Never. Let Maya defeat. We will again get up and we will again try. We will keep trying. Because Krishna is pleased with our endeavors. And when someone gets defeated, then Krishna gives more kripa. Dinera adhika daya kare Bhagavan, Pandita kulina dhani bada abhiman. People who have abhiman, that I am very great, they don't get Krishna kripa. But dinera adhika daya kare Bhagavan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said this in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Dinera adhika daya kare Bhagavan. When we have a fall down, we become very humbled. That I am balahin. I am kshamatahin. I don't have the power. I am powerless against Maya. Daiviyesha gunamayi mama maya durattaya. Hey Krishna, tava maya durattaya. Krishna, your Maya is impossible for me to overcome. Maam evaya prapadyante maya metam tarantite. But if we take shelter of Krishna, then we can cross beyond it. Sripad Ayendra Prabhu would say, Maam evaya prapadyante means Naam evaya prapadyante. Take shelter of Naam. Take Naam ashraya. Sadatam kirtanto Naam. Ayendra Prabhu would replace it Maam with Naam. Sadatam kirtanto Naam. Sadatam kirtanto Naam. Same thing. Yatan tasya. Bahut yatan karna hai. We have to bahut parishram karna hai. Very difficult. There is a story once one Guru Maharaj was going. He was taking a morning walk along a river. Very wonderful story. And he saw some people fishing there. And now fishing with a fishing rod on a Sunday, you just put the fishing rod with a bait on the hook, some earthworm on the hook, and you wait still. Wait for some movement, some fish to try to eat that earthworm and give a jerk, and the hook will catch the fish. So in fishing, you have to stay with very attentively, sitting like this, watching with attention. Is a fish coming? Is a fish coming? Fish comes, immediately you pull the hook and the fish will get trapped. So for hours and hours, the fishermen are with a rod, they're standing like this, concentrating. Hours and hours. And Guru Maharaj was going and he saw, time pass kar rahe, time waste kar rahe. What are you doing? Oh, we are just killing time. It's Sunday, we are free, just killing time. We cannot kill time. Time kills us. That is a fact. Kalosmi, Krishna says. I am time, I am. The destroyer, the devourer of everything. Kal. Krishna will destroy us. We cannot kill time. We have to respect time. A devotee respects time. A devotee has dinacharya. Hare Krishna. A devotee has timetable. There cannot be a sadhak without dinacharya. If we have not made a dinacharya for ourselves, we are not sadhaks. How do we know what we are doing with our time? Disciple means discipline. Military में होता है ना टाइम टेबल. कितने बजे उठना है, कितने बजे ड्रिल करनी है, परेड करना है, गन का शूटिंग का प्रैक्टिस करना है. एवरीथिंग इज देयर. ऐसा नहीं कि कभी भी उठेंगे सोल्जर्स, कभी भी कुछ भी करेंगे, किधर भी जाएंगे. ऐसा if for a mundane army of this mundane world there is discipline and there is timetable. School में there is timetable, है ना? Our Puja Mata ji is a teacher. School there is timetable. Kids cannot say, okay, now I feel like doing art. I don't want to study science. Well, not math. I want to do English. ऐसा थोड़ी चलता है. You have to follow the timetable that the teachers have made for you. They know what is the prescription for you. They know what you need to learn, how much you need to learn, when you need to learn, and how you need to learn. So if for an ordinary school, for Jada Vidya, for Jada Jnan, ordinary mundane knowledge, it is required, how much more it is required for spiritual life, for sadhak. So every devotee must make a dincharya for the whole 24 hours. How many hours I am going to sleep, how much I am going to do bhajan. And like we were discussing, at least 3 hours, this is minimum. We may be the Prime Minister of India or the President of India or the CEO of a big company. Whoever we are, the busiest doctor in the world, the busiest engineer in the world, whoever we are, in 24 hours, 1 yam we have to take out for bhajan. Yam means 3 hours. Ashtayam seva. 1 yam is 3 hours. There are 8 yam in a day, 24 hours. 8 multiplied by 3 is 24. So 1 yam, 3 hours have to be kept by a sadhak for bhajan. Out of this, at least 2 hours must be nam bhajan. Minimum 16 rounds. Most of us can chant 17, 18 rounds easily in 2 hours if we sit. So that way we are doing some extra rounds also. So 2 hours we must sit. And remaining 1 hour is for swadhyaya. We have to read Srila Prabhupada's books, Bhagavad Gītā, Śrīmad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instruction. These 5 are the foundational books for us. And then we should read Chaitanya Bhagavat also. Brahma Samhita. These are very important books, Ishopanishad. We should read. And also do some puja seva, some deity worship. Very essential for all of us. Very essential. Very difficult to develop love and attachment to Krishna without doing deity worship. Some deity worship should be there, even though we have just a photo of Ashtasakhi Radha Madhav, Lalita Vishaka Radha Shyam Sundar, whoever our deities, at least we should have a photo, and to that photo we should offer some flower, patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. Very essential. Some puja seva, some niyam seva, some deity worship has to be there in the life of a sadhak. It is one of the 9 limbs of bhakti. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam. Some Archanam has to be there. Okay, no problem. Hare Krishna. So 1 hour is remaining. Out of 3 hours, 2 hours we do Nam Bhajan, Japa. Then maybe half an hour we can do Puja Seva, where we do Puja, we offer Aarti, Dhoop, Deep, Pushpa, flowers, we offer Chamar, we offer Aarti. While doing Aarti, we are again doing Nam Kirtan. We are singing the names of Krishna. We are singing Hare Krishna Mahamantra or Gurvashtakam or Tulsi Aarti or Narsimha Aarti, Gaur Aarti, Vibhava Rishesha. These are all just Nam Kirtan. Nam Kirtan is there. Krishna's qualities, Krishna's activities are described in these beautiful prayers written by our Siddha Acharyas, our perfect Acharyas. So we sing these prayers. So that is Vandanam, Archanam, Vandanam, and we are doing Kirtan also, loudly singing. So this has to be done. And then at least half an hour minimum we should read Sadhyaya. So this is called minimum bhajan, 3 hours, 1 yam. Ashtayam, 1 yam. Out of 8 yam in a day, at least 1 yam. 3 hours we have to give for exclusive personal bhajan. Speaking Harikatha and associating with devotees, that is not included in this 3 hours. This is personal bhajan. Remember, sadhana is personal. Prachar is public, but sadhana is personal. So we should have some personal bhajan time also. Minimum 3 hours is required. Srila Prabhupada gave us the morning program. That takes easily 4 hours. Because all this is there, plus there is Bhagavatam class. And then there is Guru Puja and so many other things. So, but even if you are not in the temple and we cannot do a 4.5 hour morning program, because Prabhupada just set up the program from 4:30 to 9 o'clock. 4.5 hours. 4:30 there is Mangala Aarti. And then 9 o'clock is Prasadam after the Bhagavatam class. So like that 4.5 hours Prabhupada established morning program. But even if we cannot do that as Grihasthas, at least 3 hours we must keep. If we are not able to give 3 hours in the morning, 4 to 7 or whatever, 3:30 to 6:30, depending on how quickly in the morning, how early in the morning we have to go to work. If we have to go to work at 8 o'clock, then no problem. We can do 5 to 8. It just depends on everybody's schedule. But we must have a schedule. We must have a timetable, a dincharya. That is called yatantascha. We have to work hard. We have to endeavor. In this material world, people will be always there to distract us from bhajan. But we have to bhajan nisht. You have to be very determined. Use kehte hai yatan, to endeavor with great determination. Dridha vrataha. Dridha vrataha means with firm determination. No, I have promised my Gurudev minimum 16 rounds. I have promised my Gurudev I will follow the 4 regulative principles. Now, so many temptations will be there. We don't have to physically break the regulative principles. Even if you are watching a movie or something on the TV where the 4 regulative principles are being broken, somebody is kissing, somebody is smoking, somebody is drinking, we are watching that. We are participating in the breaking of the 4 regulative principles. So why we should give our attention and time to watching and hearing something where the 4 regulative principles are being broken? What is the difference between Ajamil and us? So we have to be very careful. Instead, there are so many lectures by pure devotees on YouTube. Why we should not watch one nice lecture of Srila Prabhupada? Why we should not watch some nice lecture of one of our Guru Jan? That is where we want to give our time. Okay, if we feel little bored and we want some entertainment, which is natural. Vihar. Yukta ahar, viharasya. Yukta cheshtasa karmas. So yes, we all need some entertainment also. So then there are Krishna conscious dramas. We can watch that. Or we can watch Prabhupada memories. Very entertaining. Prabhupada disciples are just narrating story after story, anecdote after anecdote about Prabhupada. Very, very entertaining and very spiritually nourishing at the same time. Our nishtha towards Srila Prabhupada, our nishtha towards our Guru Varga increases many folds. And we understand the great magnanimous heart of Srila Prabhupada by hearing from Srila Prabhupada's disciples who love him so much. Then we also start loving Prabhupada. So we should hear Prabhupada memories, we should watch Krishna conscious dramas, or we can watch, some Mahabharata, some Ramayana serial, but there also we have to be a little careful. Certain sections we should not watch, something that is provocative, we should not watch those sections. Better to read in the Shastra. So in this way, under the guidance of our Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru, our spiritual superiors, we should make a Dincharya and we should endeavor, Dhrida Vrata. Then when we promise, we take a vrat that I will do at least 3 hours of bhajan, 3.5 hours, 4 hours of bhajan every day. We should try to stick to that. And yes, sometimes it is possible that something will come and overwhelm us. There will be some marriage in the family or some crisis in the family or some change. We are traveling somewhere and we may not be able to exactly follow our vrat, but we should never get disappointed, because it is the nature of this world that Maya will defeat us. It's like a fight. Sometimes our opposition wrestler or boxer is very strong. Our opposition fighter with whom we are fighting in this world has defeated us many times. It is like 8.4 million 0. That is the score. We have been defeated 8.4 million times or more. And how many times we have defeated Maya? 0. So very depressing. Imagine that two teams are coming together. And what is their score ratio? Oh, this team has won millions of times and this team has never won till today. That is our situation. So should we get depressed? Not at all. Because actually we are under the shelter of Krishna. And the person who is defeating us, our so-called opposition in this world, our so-called enemy in this world, the 3 modes of material nature, they are all under Krishna's control. They are under Krishna's control. And Daiviyesha Gunamayi Maya, Mama Maya. It is Gunamayi, the 3 modes of material nature. They are under Krishna's control. And if Krishna gives us protection, then we can go beyond these 3 modes of material nature. Maam chayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sa gunan samatita etan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Krishna says, we have to do avyabhichari bhakti. One pointed pure devotion if we do, then Krishna will take us beyond these 3 modes of material nature and we will win. Janaki nath sahaya kare to kaun bighad sake na teru. If Krishna is there on our side, then what can Maya do? We should not be afraid. Maya might have defeated us millions of times, my dear friends. How many times we need to defeat Maya? Only once. Only once. And we cannot defeat. We know that. We have been defeated so many times. If we had the samarthya to defeat Maya, we would have won. But till today, we have never won. Which means we can never defeat Maya with our own strength. So what we have to do? We have to tell Krishna that, Krishna, I have lost. Please help me. Radharani, Krishna, please help me. That is Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Like a child who is lost, Prabhupada said. Isn't it? Lost means lost and lost. Lost means bhatak gaye hai, and lost means har gaye hai. Dono. Prabhupada said we should chant Hare Krishna like a child who is lost. Yes, we have lost. Apabal, tapabal, aur bahubal, chautho hai baldam. Sur kishore kripate sababal, hare ko harinam. Very important. Shri Surdas ji has said, hare ko harinam. That person can feelingly chant harinam who says, har gaya main, hey Bhagwan, har gaya. I have lost. I have tried so many things, so many vrat I have taken. From today I will not, from today I will do this, from today. And every time I fail, I don't have the strength. Please, Krishna, you empower me. You help me. If you give me your bal, balam balavatam chaham, you are the strength of the strong, then Arjun can defeat the full Kaurav Sena at Virat. Single-handedly. Imagine, there is Bhishma there in his full potency. There is Karna. There is Dronacharya. All three of them were very stiff competition for Arjun. Otherwise, Bhishma Dev and Dronacharya were more powerful than Arjun. Karna was equally matched. And they were all together. And there was Duryodhana. And there was Dushasana. And Arjun single-handedly defeated all of them. And even killed Karna's brother in the fight. And killed many people also. He didn't kill any of these Maharathis, but defeated all of them. Single-handedly. Why? Because Krishna was on his side. So our strength is Krishna. Mero bal Shri Vrindavan Rani. Radharani is our strength. Kaho ke bal bhajan ko, kaho ke achar. Vyas bharose kuwari ko, soat pao pasar. If you think my bal is my bhajan bal, my tapasya bal, we are finished. The moment we think that my bhajan 64 round karke I will go back to God, khatam. Nobody can go back to Godhead on bhajan bal. 64 round ke Haridas Thakur is doing Nirantar Nam bhajan. 192 rounds. What is our 62 rounds? 64 rounds. It is not by bhajan that we can get Krishna. But if we do bhajan with dainyata, then Krishna will be attracted. Then Krishna will be attracted. Because dainyata is the first symptom of Sharanagati. Dainya atma nivedana gopritve varana avashya rakshibe Krishna vishwasa palana. If we have dainyata, then we can get Sharanagati. And if we have Sharanagati, then Krishna will start listening to our prayers. Shadanga Sharanagati hoibe jahar tahara prarthana shune Shri Nanda Kumar. Otherwise, it is just bhajan bal, bhajan bal, bhajan bal. Kaho ke bal bhajan ko, kaho ke achar. And some people are very proud. Arey, main kabhi bachpan se non-veg nahi khaya. Kabhi tum kya baat karte ho? One person was telling me. I was trying to do some prachar. He said, "Arey, tum kya ISKCON wale? No onion, garlic. Hum to carrots bhi nahi khate. Hum to मूली bhi nahi khate." He was a Jain. He was telling me, "तुम क्या सिखाओगे हमको? हट, हम तुमसे भी advanced है." काहू के आचार. Some people think that हमारा आचरण इतना अच्छा है, हम अपने आचरण सदाचार के बल पे चले जाएंगे, भगवत प्राप्ति हो जाएगी. काहो के बल भजन को, काहू के आचार. व्यास भरोसे कुंवरी को, सोवत पाव पसार. But our bharosa is only with Srimati Radharani, Kishori. Kishori tere charanana ki raja pav. Devi prakriti ashrita. That is a devotee, a Krishna conscious devotee. Has no other shelter other than Radha and Krishna. Radha, Krishna, Pranamo, Yugal, Kishore. Jivane, Marane, Gati, Ara nahi more. Yes, I have got many faults, my dear Radha Gopinath. I have got so many faults. I am not qualified. Yogyata vichare kichu nahi paye. Tomara karuna sar. I have no yogyata. I have no qualification. But still I want you. Still I want you. Still I want the mercy of my Gurudev. Still I want to assist my Gurudev in your service. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhur Daser Anudasa Seva Abhilasha Kore Ei Adham Dasa. Yes, I am Adham, but my Abhilasha is to become the servant of your servant. Raja kahe ami tomar dasera nudasa bhritera bhritya koro ei mora asha. Maharaj Prataprudra told Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Raja kahe ami tomar dasera nudas. Actually, constitutionally, I am the servant of your servants. But are you accepting me as your servant of your servant? No. You don't want to associate with me. You don't want to give me your darshan. You say that Yadyapi Pratapa Rudra Sarva Gunavan Tahara Malina Kaila Ek Raja Nam. He's a Raja, he's Malin, he's dirty. I will not associate with him. Okay. Although constitutionally I am Daser Anudas, I am your servant of your servant, but you are not accepting me. So Bhrityara Bhritya Karo Aim or Ash. So my only desire is that someday you will accept me as the servant of your servant. Please. If you don't want to accept me as Daser Anudas, then accept me Bhrityara Bhritya. Same thing. There's no difference in the meaning. Raja ko hai ami tomar Daser Anudas. Bhrityara Bhritya karo ei morash. But please accept me as a servant of your servant. Mahaprabhu accepted him. Because Maharaj Prataprudra helped Ramananda Rai. Very beautiful. Ramananda Rai was told by Mahaprabhu, you leave the service of Maharaj Prataprudra and come to me. And Prataprudra wanted to come and just take darshan of Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu said, no, you I will not give darshan. But I am telling your servant, your governor, to give up his service to you and join me full time. Dekho, the Swami is not getting mercy, not getting kripa. The master is not getting the kripa. The king is not getting kripa, but king's servant is getting full kripa. So Ramananda Rai comes to Maharaj Prataprudra and says that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants me to serve him full time. Can you relieve me from your service? Now see, if Maharaj Prataprudra had any matsarata, any envy, he would say, nahi, mujhe nahi mil rahi kripa, tujhe bhi nahi milne dunga. I am not getting mercy, you also cannot get mercy. I will not relieve you. Chalo, kaam karo. Go back to Madras and be my governor there. No. Maharaj Prataprudra was nirmatsaranam satam. He was completely nirmatsar. He was free from envy. And once Srila Bhaktidir Damodar Maharaj, disciple of Srila Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj, Srila Bhaktidir Damodar Maharaj had come home. This was maybe 2017, if I remember correctly. For Panihati festival, he had come to Atlanta. And I had asked him, who is a pure devotee? And immediately, without even batting an eyelid, he replied, one who is non-envious. Hare Krishna. He said, non-enviousness is a sign of a pure devotee. Maharaj Prataprudra was non-envious. He said, yes, Ramananda Rai, today I relieve you from your service. And Ramananda Rai was so happy. Go and serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu full time. I cannot do it, but I'm so happy you are able to do it. Go. Make your life perfect. Go, I relieve you. Ramananda Rai is so happy. He's leaving. No, wait. And I give you your full salary as your lifetime pension. That means you never have to worry about maintenance of your family and your body. I will provide you your full salary as your lifetime pension. Normally, pension is 50% of salary. There's no. Your full salary as your lifetime pension. Abhi jao aur seva karo Mahaprabhu ki. Krishna Das is Bindas. Bindas jage seva karo. Don't worry about anything. Oh, when Mahaprabhu came to know this was the test for Maharaj Prataprudra. Mahaprabhu was so happy. That is when Mahaprabhu quotes from Adi Puran in Chaitanya Charitamrita. He tells Ramananda Rai, it is the swabhav, it is the nature of Krishna that Yeve bhakta jana partha name bhaktasyate jana mad bhakta nam che bhaktas teme bhakta uttama mata. Those who are my devotees are not my devotees. Krishna is telling Arjun. And who is Ramananda Rai? He is Arjun. And who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He is Krishna. In Adi Puran, Krishna told Arjun, Yeme bhakta jana partha name bhaktasyate jana mad bhakta nam che bhaktas teme bhakta uttama mata. In Gītā, Krishna says, many births you have taken, many I have taken. You don't remember, I remember. Krishna had told this to Arjun. Now he's reminding him. Said, this is the Siddhanta, so don't worry. I will give mercy. He says, don't worry, Jagannath will give mercy to Maharaj Pratap very soon, because he served you and you are a devotee. So that is our path. Dhrida Vrata. We never want to get disappointed. Remember, we have to just score 1 versus 8.4 million. Now the score is 8.4 is to 0. We just need to win once. Because once we win, Maya Metam Tarandite. We go to Krishna. What is that verse? Janma karma chame divyam evam yovachatatvata tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti. One victory against Maya means punarjanma naiti. Then what happens? Where do we take janma? Punarjanma naiti mameti. If Yamdutas don't come, that means Vishnu Dutas will come. There are only 2 options. Either the demigods will place us somewhere in this Brahmanda. No demigods, no Yamdutas. That means Krishna. 1. So that 1 score means complete eternal victory. Therefore, my Guru Maharaj says that bhakti means 99% our efforts. And what happens with our efforts? We lose. We go to fight again with our punching gloves. We go to fight against this opposition called Maya. She has knocked us out every single time in round 1. Every single time we have been knocked out. So our efforts 99 times means, yeah, we will be defeated. But our efforts are so sincere, should be so sincere with such humility. And while we are doing our efforts, we are calling out to Krishna, 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 Krishna. Hey! Then what happens is, when we are calling out to Krishna, our bhajan, our sadhana, our humility, our trinadapi sunichena, tarorapi sahishnuna, amanina manadena, kirtanya sadahari, our sharanagati attracts Krishna. And when Krishna comes into the boxing ring, Maya Devi surrenders. Jaha Krishna taha nahi, Maya radhikar. Then Maya goes away. And then that one victory is Krishna Kripa. So 99% our effort, 1% Krishna Kripa. And Maharaj says that 1% Krishna Kripa jab hoti hai, we realize that 1% is more powerful than our 99%. So 99% our effort, 1% Krishna Kripa, but that 1% Kripa outweighs the 99% of our efforts. Our efforts are simply meant to attract, sincerely attract that 1% Kripa. Once we defeat Maya, then we'll get Krishna in our life. And Krishna means Jaha Krishna taha nahi Maya radhikar. Then our life will become sublime. Namasyantascha mam bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. Krishna says that we have to offer obeisances to him. Namasyantascha mam. Namaskar means karmana manasa vacha. With our body, with our mind, and with our words. Not just mechanically doing the Dandavat Pranam. Actually, Sharanagati. Namaskar means Sharanagati. And Bhaktya. With Bhakti, we should offer obeisances. Nitya Yukta Upasate. Upasana means worship. And it is Nitya Yukta. It is for getting Krishna's association eternally. This is the meaning of that one victory. We just need one victory. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments, and Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan also, same thing in Gītā Bhushan also, writes that is Nitya Yukta means a devotee is endeavoring in a way that the devotee wants eternal association of Krishna. Antakala Raghuvar Purajai Jaha Janma Hari Bhakta Kahai. That's what we want. Once we want to get there, then there is no more problem. My Guru Maharaj says, Samashritaye Padapallava Plavam Mahat Padam Punya Yasho Murari Bhavam Budhir Vatsa Padam Param Padam Vipadam Natesham. Padam Padam Yad Vipadam Natesham. He says that Samashritaye Padapallava Plavam. Once we take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, Bhavam Budhi Vatsa Padam. The Bhavam Budhi, the ocean of material world, becomes Vatsa Padam, becomes water contained in the hoofprint of a calf. Very small, easy to cross. Devotee life, one lifetime you sincerely practice Krishna consciousness, and then you go to Krishna. So then what about all the insults, all the fall downs that we have had, all the mistakes that we have made, all the embarrassing situations we have gone through in life, all the slips, all the fall downs? What about that? Maharaj says, all that is like the water contained in the hoofprint of the calf. When you go back to Krishna, that water evaporates. Nothing is there. When we go to the spiritual world, we will never have memory that, yaar, usne meko aisa ill-treat kiya tha. This has happened, that had happened. I had a fight there. I fell down. I made a mistake. I broke the regulative principles. none of that will haunt us. In this material world, it haunts us. We have so much guilt. We have so much disappointment. Once a great devotee asked me, who has disappointed you the most in life? Ask yourself this question. Who has disappointed you the most in life? And I was thinking, kisko blame karu? Kise blame karu? And then the great devotee answered for me. He said, you. Nobody has disappointed you as much as you yourself. How many times you have decided from today I will do this and you have failed? Nobody disappoints us as much as we disappoint ourselves. This is the most important thing to understand. But all this will go away when we go to Krishna, when we are with Krishna. When Gopkumar embraced Krishna and Krishna embraced Gopkumar, finished. That water in the hoof print also evaporates. Kuch nahi, there is no water now. The whole material experience has dried off, evaporated. Uma kahu main anubhav apna, sat hari bhajan, jagat sab sapna. It is all a dream. We will just wake up from the dream. Oh, khatam. There is no tiger who was eating me. It's all finished. So that is Krishna consciousness. Jiva jago, Gaura Chandra bole. Nidra chhadi, utho jiva. That is our process of Krishna consciousness. So that is the sum and substance of this verse. We will read the translation by Srila Prabhupada. So we'll begin the class now. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace. Srila Abhay Charana Arvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls, Mahatmas, perpetually worship me. Nitya yukta upasate. Mam bhaktya, with devotion. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The Mahatma cannot be manufactured by rubber stamping an ordinary man. Mahatma's symptoms are described here. A Mahatma is always engaged in chanting the glories of the Supreme Lord Krishna. Sadatam kirtayanto mam. Always engaged. Namagane sadaruchi. Always engaged in chanting the glory of the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, personality of Godhead. He has no other business. Prabhupada emphasizing. Always engaged. And no other business. Only Krishna. He is always engaged in the glorification of Lord Krishna. In other words, he is not an impersonalist. Obviously, he is not an impersonalist. When the question of glorification is there, one has to glorify the Supreme Lord Krishna. Praising his holy name, Nam Kirtan. His eternal form, Roop Kirtan. His transcendental qualities, Guna Kirtan. And his uncommon pastimes, Leela Kirtan. What is Sadatam Kirtan Tomam? I told only 3. Prabhupada is saying actually 4. Nam Kirtan, Gun Kirtan, Roop Kirtan, Sucharu Vakra Mandalam, Sukarna Ratna Kundalam, Sucharchitanga Chandanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Sudirgha Netra Pankajam, like that. Roop Kirtan, Gun Kirtan, Nam Kirtan, and Leela Kirtan. 4 things. That is Sadatam Kirtan. So any of these we are doing, it is great. Of these 4, which is the best? Please raise your hand. Of these 4 types of kirtan, which kirtan is the best? Quickly raise your hand. Tar madhya sarva shresht. Nam Sankirtan. Nam Kirtan is the best of all this. Yeah. One has to glorify all these things. Therefore, a Mahatma is attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. One who is attached to the impersonal feature of the Supreme Lord, the Brahma Jyoti, is not described as Mahatma in the Bhagavad Gītā. He is described in a different way in the next verse. The Mahatma is always engaged in different activities of devotional service, as described in Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Hearing and chanting about Vishnu, not hearing and chanting of a demigod or human being. This is devotion. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Pada Sevanam, Archanam Vandanam Dasyam, Sakhyam Atma Nivedanam. Such a Mahatma has firm determination to achieve at the ultimate end the association of the Supreme Lord. Antakala Raghuvar Pujai. To become associate of the Supreme Lord. Jaha Janma Hari Bhakta Ka hai. We become Hari Parshad. One of the 5 transcendental rasas, 5 relationships are there. Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, Madhuri. To achieve that success, he engages all activities, mental, body, vocal, everything in the service of the Supreme Lord. Ridavak Vapurbhir Vidadhan Namaste. In the service of Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. Aham Hare Tava Padai Kamula Dasa Nudaso Bhavita Mibhuya Manah smareta supater gunamste grinitava karma karotu kaya. Karma karotu kaya, grinitavak and manasmare. Mind, we remember Krishna. With our words, we glorify Krishna. And with our body, we do what Krishna wants us to do. We serve Krishna with our body. That is called karmana manasa vacha. The 3 circles of the Kanthimala that we wear represents that. With our body, mind, and words, we want to serve Krishna. Everything in the service of Krishna. That is called full Krishna consciousness. So if someone asks, define full Krishna consciousness, engaging all activities, mental activities, bodily activities, and vocal activities, everything in the service of Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. Shri Prabhupada is giving the definition of full Krishna consciousness. In devotional service, there are certain activities which are called determined activities, Dhrida Vrata. What are those? Such as fasting on certain days, like the 11th day of the lunar cycle, 11th day of the moon, Ekadashi, Ekadashi Vrat, and on the appearance day of Lord Krishna, Janmashtami. So we do upavas. We don't eat grains, beans on these days. All these rules and regulations are offered by the great acharyas for those who are actually interested in getting admission into the association of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, in the transcendental world. So if we want to attain Golok Vrindavan, we want to attain the association of Radha and Krishna, Radha Krishna Seva Pao Ei Abhilashi, then we have to be Dhrida Vrata. We have to follow these rules and regulations of the acharyas which they have given us. So Srila Prabhupada has given us a certain bhajan pranali, and that bhajan we have to do with Dhrida Vrata. Prabhupada says fast on Janmashtami, to usme kyun nahi? We fast. No grains, no beans on that day. We may cook for outside people, but we on Ekadashi we don't eat grains and beans. That is called Dhrida Vrata. Gaur Purnima also, Nityanand Tridashi also. Nityanand Tridashi I like very much. Radhashtami I like very much. Why? Fasting till noon. Very, very wonderful. So, like that. If we want to get association of Krishna, then we have to pay the price. The Mahatmas, great souls, strictly observe all these rules and regulations, and therefore they are sure to achieve the desired result. As described in the 2nd verse of this chapter, this devotional service is not only easy, but it can be performed in a happy mood. Susukam kartum abhyayam in 2nd verse. And Sri Lochanas Thakur says, Parama Karuna Prabhu Dui Jana Nitai Gaura Chandra Saba Avatara Sara Shiromani Kevala Ananda Kanda. Kevala Ananda Kanda. This process of Gaur Nitai is just blissful. Chanting, singing, dancing, dramas, nice darshan of the deities, nice friendship with devotees, nice Krishna Katha, nice Krishna Kirtan. Very blissful life, very peaceful life, very nice life. Kevala Ananda Kanda. Whereas in the material world, there is struggle for existence. Struggle for existence, the human race, our only hope is divine grace. Srila Prabhupada wrote. I like this very much. There's struggle for existence. There is rat race. My Guru Maharaj, Srila Radhanasya Maharaj says the problem with rat race is, even though you may win, you still remain a rat. So why participate in this rat race? Instead, let's go racing to the lotus feet of Shri Guru Shri Gauranga. The Mahatmas, great souls, strictly observe all these rules and regulations, and therefore they are sure to achieve the desired result. Yes. So this is called Utsahat Nischayat Dhairyat. That we should have Nischay, we should have determination, and we should have confidence also. That yes, I will get Krishna. I will get Krishna. We should have confidence. Because not on our bal, but because Guru Maharaj has said, they will achieve the desired results, Prabhupada says. As described in the 2nd verse of this chapter, this devotional service is not only easy, but it can be performed in a happy mood. So here Krishna is saying, Yatantascha. बहुत यतन करना होता है. You have to really परिश्रम करना होता है. You have to really work hard. And in the 2nd verse, Krishna says that this is susukam kartum avyayam. Very easily, happily perform. Is that a contradiction? No. Bhakti is easy. To give up our bad habits is difficult. हमने पकड़ के रखा है माया को. Once somebody asked my Guru Maharaj, when will Maya let go of me? Maharaj said, Maya has not held, you have held on to Maya. You have to let go of Maya. Because see, all the bad things, wrong things we do, उसमें भी हम यतन करते हैं. Is it easy to go to casino? बहुत प्लान करना होता है. चलो इधर जाएंगे, इतने माइल्स ड्राइव करेंगे, इतना पैसा सेव करेंगे वहां जाने के लिए. तो उधर भी यत्न होता है ना. देयर इज एंडेवर फॉर दैट आल्सो. परिश्रम उधर भी है. So we are also doing that parishram. So instead of doing parishram in material endeavors, we should do parishram, we should work hard, endeavor for spiritual purpose. So that is easy. But to give up our conditionings, that may sound difficult. वहां पर यतन की जरूरत है, आवश्यकता है. There we have to do yatan, endeavor. One does not need to undergo any severe penance and austerity. Now we are talking about fasting on Janmashtami. And here Prabhupada is saying, one does not need to undergo severe penance and austerity. Somebody cook peas on Ekadashi, Prabhupada 3 din Ekadashi karo abhi. Prabhupada, there is no need to do severe penance and austerity. But actually, this is true. What Prabhupada Ji Maharaj is saying is absolutely correct. There are examples where Prabhupada, he said even Janmashtami devotees were tired. Even Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, it is there in Bhakti Siddhanta Vaibhav book by His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Maharaj. It is written that on Janmashtami devotees are feeling tired. So Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ji said that eat Ekadashi food, no problem on Janmashtami. But do your seva. So really, our path is not ki ekdam tadpo, tapasya karo, just suffer and do excessive penance and austerity. No, that is not our path. Some sadhus may choose to do it, but that is not a requirement. So we should take great hope. Not that we become ekdam sense gratifiers, that Janmashtami ko bhi breakfast, lunch, dinner, Ekadashi prasad, full 56 bhog Ekadashi. Vaisa nahi. But if the body is really suffering, our path is not that of path of austerity. My Guru Maharaj says that Sripad Durvas Muni teaches us, he's a very great devotee, but he teaches us by his example that if we do too much austerity, we become short-tempered. And actually, we see that sometimes devotees, when they're doing nirjal, you can make out. They snap at you, they become so short-tempered because they're fasting. So we should not become like that. Durvas Muni teaches us that because he used to fast a lot. So when he didn't get food, somebody does even achaman. My Guru Maharaj says that खुद उधर जाके यमुना में आचमन करके यमुना के अंदर बैठे थे. And बेचारे अम्बरीश महाराज ने थोड़ा सा आचमन किया तो he's getting so angry. खुद पानी में जाके बैठे हैं यमुना में. And somebody is doing achaman, he gets 3 drops, he gets very angry. So of course, Durvasa Muni is Ansha avatar of our Bhole Baba, Bhagwan Shankar Dev. But he's just teaching us that too much austerity can make us hard-hearted. It's a fact. And make us short-tempered. So too much austerity nahi karna hai. Yukta ahar viharascha. Janmashtami also, if one is suffering too much hunger, there is a lot of seva and we are not able to do seva, you can drink water, no problem. Drink water, even you can eat some Ekadashi non-grain prasad. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada said like that. So those who can, they should do, we should try. But otherwise, we can eat a little bit, no problem. That is not the main thing. Main thing is to chant 64, 100, 108 rounds on Janmashtami. Not that we're just doing. I like to tell this story. When I came to Krishna consciousness, I was told that on Gaur Purnima you have to fast till moonrise. And that day there was an England-India cricket match, one day international. So I thought whole day I'll be thinking of food only. So what I did, I took my Japmala. Between every over there is to be one advertisement. I used to chant few Mahamantras. And whole day I was sitting on the chair and watching the cricket match to take my mind away from austerities. Take my mind away that, I have to eat food. So without food and water, I was sitting happily in an AC room watching cricket all day on Gaur Purnima. And this was in Akola. And my mother was all excited. She was telling everybody, oh, my son has become such a yogi. He's fasting. He's not even drinking water, not eating anything today. It is Gaur Purnima. She's telling all the neighbors. He has become a great sadhu, my son. Sadhu, what is son doing? Sitting in mala in one hand, remote control of the TV in other hand, watching cricket. So not like that. Better than that, we eat. But we sit and do smaran. We sit and we chant. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. That is bhakti. Not upasam, upavasam, whatever it is. So that is not our path. And undergo severe penance and austerity like Hiranyakashipu, standing on one leg. He can live this life in devotional service, guided by an expert spiritual. This is very important, my dear friends. At every point, we have to be guided by an expert sadhu. Otherwise, we'll speculate. So we have to be guided by expert spiritual master. And in any position, either as a householder or a sannyasi or a brahmachari, in any position and anywhere in the world, he can perform this devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna and thus actually become a Mahatma, a great soul. Our Acharya also mentioned in the commentaries that to perform this Ananya Bhajan, to perform Sadatam Kirtan, there is no qualification required of Varna and Ashram. We can be in any Varna, we can be in any Ashram, and anybody can do. Grihe Thako, Vane Thako, Sada Hari Bole Thako. Bhaktivinoda Thakur Mahashaya said, Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi, Shudra Kenenai. Jai Krishna Tattvavetta, say Guru hai. So there is Bhakti is so wonderful that there is no consideration of Varna and Ashram also. It is for everyone, everywhere, all time to come. Aisa nahi ki I live in Greenland, so I cannot do Bhakti. Or I live in Canada or US, I cannot do Bhakti. Only in India we can do Bhakti. Not like that. Anybody can do Bhakti. In Navadvip, there was one Brahman. He somehow understood from the Shastra that in Kali Yuga people are very sinful. Prayana, Alpa Sabya, Kalavasmin Yuge Jana, Manda, Sumanda Matayo, Manda Bhagya Upadruta. So his conclusion was nobody can be a Vaishnava in Kali Yuga. Because this is a symptom of people of Kali Yuga. Nobody can be Vaishnava. So when he was told that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has become a Nimai Pandit has become a Vaishnava, a great Vaishnava. So his immediate response was, nobody can be Vaishnava in Kali Yuga. And he criticized Mahaprabhu. He criticized all the associates of Mahaprabhu like Advaita Acharya, Srivas Thakur, Haridas Thakur, saying that, oh, they are just Dhungi Vaishnavas. Actually, Shastra says nobody can be a Vaishnava in Kali Yuga. Kala Shudra Sambhava. Nobody can become a Vaishnava in Kali Yuga. He professed this philosophy and he criticized Mahaprabhu and Mahaprabhu's followers. But then after taking sannyas, when Mahaprabhu came to Kuliagram, very, very beautiful section of Chaitanya Bhagavad. It is one of my most favorite sections in Chaitanya Bhagavad. Mahaprabhu's return to Kuliagram after taking sannyas. Very wonderful. And Vidyavachaspati was there. There were so many devotees who came to meet Mahaprabhu. It is said that they crossed the Ganga and came. Now listen to this description. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur says, but when they were crossing the Ganga, nobody could see Ganga. Not a drop of water was visible because there are so many human beings. That place, Kuliagram, is called Aparada Bhanjanera Path. It is the pit where aparads are forgiven. So all the people who had blasphemed, anybody who had committed Vaishnava aparad, they all came there. Even the demigods came there. And Vrindavan Das Thakur says there were so many billions and billions of people who came that the Ganga water was not visible only. Ganga Devi was overflooded with the sea of people coming. And they just crossed and they came to Mahaprabhu. And different devotees begged forgiveness. It was Gopal Chapal who was forgiven at that time. Devanand Pandit was forgiven at that time. And this Brahman also came, who used to say that nobody can be a Vaishnava in Kali Yuga. He fell at the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu. He says, Mahaprabhu, you are a Vaishnava that this world has never seen before. And I criticized you. I criticized your devotees. What is my prayaschitta? Mahaprabhu says criticizing devotees is like eating poison. Now with that same mouth, you take the antidote, which is glorifying the devotees. From today, you start glorifying Krishna. You start glorifying Krishna's devotees. Mad Bhakta Puja Bhyadika. More important to glorify Krishna's devotees. From today, you just chant Krishna Nam and just speak the glories of the devotees and you will be forgiven. So Mahaprabhu said that if someone falls on the ground, Jiva Goswami quotes this in his Sandarbhas also. Then if we slip and we fall on the ground, then how do we get up? We take shelter of the ground, we take support of the ground only to get up. So similarly, if we have offended the Vaishnavas, how do we get up again from that Vaishnava aparad? By taking shelter of the Vaishnavas. Those Vaishnavas we have criticized, now we glorify them. We beg forgiveness from them. We broadcast their good qualities. So like that. I don't know why I said this story, I forgot. But yes, there is no restriction of Varna and Ashram. Anybody can become a Vaishnava at any place and any time, even in Kali Yuga, even in the Paschatya Desh. Paschatya Desha Tarine. So like that. Bhakti is the beauty of Bhakti. Anybody can do it, any varna, any ashram, any place and any time. Such a beautiful path Bhakti Yoga is. So we should be very grateful that we have received this, and with enthusiasm we should practice Navavida Bhakti. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Adi. That is the meaning of Sadatam Kirtayanto Mam. We should be for Krishna. It should be Sadatam Yatantasya. It should be with efforts. We have to put in efforts, and it should be Dhrida Vrata. It should be with firm determination. It should be with Bhakti, and our aim should be Nitya Yukta Upasate. Our aim should be to become eternal associates of Krishna in the spiritual world. Not just we are practicing it for some time, but forever we belong to Krishna. So thank you very much, dear devotees. Sorry for going over time. I will stop here. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Bhagavad Gītā ji ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Are there any questions or comments? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yes, Divya Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. When you spoke about when a devotee is calling out to Krishna that I'm like, I'm defeated and I don't have the strength to, fight the situation or whatever. I see myself praying like that every day, but it's for a material situation. That I don't have the strength and I don't have the intelligence or power to fight this, this condition that I'm in. So, I'm in.
Actually, if someone like you is chanting every day regularly, then there are no two lives for you. There is no material life and there is no spiritual life. Everything is spiritual. Your life is spiritual because you have taken to a life of chanting Hare Krishna. You are wearing Kanthi Mala. Kanthi Mala means, Tulsi Mala means you are offered to Krishna. Your body belongs to Krishna. You have taken shelter of Srila Prabhupada. You have taken shelter of Krishna. So you don't have two lives now, material life and spiritual life. No. Everything belongs to Krishna. Your family belongs to Krishna. Your children belong to Krishna. Your husband belongs to Krishna. That is your vision, that they are all potentially devotees of Krishna. So when you have some problem in your life, some health problem, some challenges that you are facing in your life, some struggles that you are having because of impediments, they may seem as material impediments, but actually they are not material impediments. They are spiritual impediments because you are a spiritualist. So there is no problem. You pray to Krishna to help you. But what are you going to do? If your problems are solved, you are going to do bhajan. We know that. You're already chanting so sincerely, coming to temple so sincerely. So for you, there is nothing material, Mataji. Whatever you pray, it is for a spiritual purpose. Because if your impediments go away, they may be material impediments, but if they go away, your impediments go away, then you are going to use your time for Krishna bhajan. You are going to do Sadatam Kirtayanto, Ma'am. So therefore, don't think like this. Akama sarva kama va moksha kama udaradi. Tivrena bhakti yogena yajita purusha param. You just pray to Krishna to help you through these impediments, through these challenges, through these reversals, so that you can take more and more shelter of Krishna. And always give Krishna the promise that Krishna, whenever I have time, I will not waste it. I will use it to chant your name, your glories, your qualities, your pastimes, like that. Then there is no problem. Okay?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Bhakti Prada Champaklata Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, like you and so many exalted devotees, they are very nice. They chant always. And how can we develop chanting always? It is very tough. Even though if I personally try, it is not possible for me. So is there any trick or something we can do to chant always?
Hare Krishna. Mahaprabhu says how Kirtanya Sadahari can happen. Actually, Mahaprabhu instructed that always we should chant Krishna's name. So then the devotees asked that how is it possible, Mahaprabhu? At night we have to take rest, but you are saying at night we will do Kirtan in Shriva Sangan. Daytime you are taking us in Nagar Sankirtan. All day we are chanting day and night. Aharnisha, how that will be possible? Because the human body needs to sleep. This is there in Chaitanya Bhagavat. And Mahaprabhu said, okay, if you want to do Nirantar Naam, if you want to constantly chant, then I'll give you a sutra. You follow this and you'll be able to chant constantly. And that's when Mahaprabhu said, Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtanya sadahari. Kirtanya sadahari happens when we cultivate humility, tolerance, respectfulness, and pridelessness. Amanina means prideless. Manadena means respectful. Sunichena means humility. And Sahishnuta means tolerance. And all this is explained in the last chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antelila. You can read the Shikshashtakam prayers, the last chapter of Antelila, chapter 20th. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Mahaprabhu Shri Chaitanya Dev, they explain the meaning of all the 8 verses, this verse also. So you can read, but that is the only way to do Nirantar Naam. In our sadhaka avastha, when we don't have that humility, we don't have that tolerance, we don't have that pridelessness and respectfulness, then we should try to cultivate that, and we should pray that Krishna, please, aapka naam chhutna nahi chahiye. I don't want to stop chanting your name. And we should cultivate that habit. There are some great devotees like Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada's godbrother. If you see his recordings of his class, so he's speaking Harikatha, and whenever there's a pause, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Gaura, Gaura, Nitai Gaura, Nitai Gaura. So there's a pause in the class between 2 sentences or in question answers, constantly chanting Nitai Gaura, Nitai Gaura, Nitai Gaura. So like that, we should practice that. We should constantly chant Harinam. Khaite, shuite, yatha atha naam le, desh kal niyam nai sarva siddhi hai. It's abhyas. That's why Krishna says, abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena chigriyate. Abhyas. This is called abhyas. To practice, to try, to remind ourselves, I forgot the holy name. Unnecessarily I am doing Jagat Varta. Unnecessarily I am doing Gramya Katha. Useless. What is the use of this talk? Let me keep quiet and let me chant instead. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. If we practice like this, Mataji, a time will come when we will find ourselves chanting. We are just walking and we are just waiting for the elevator to come, and we find ourselves, I am chanting. And immediately there is such kritatnata, such gratitude to Krishna. Krishna, thank you. Guru Maharaj, thank you. This is your kripa. Aisi chalne do naam. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Like that. So that is abhyas, that is practice, that is the prayer, and that is in the mood of a beggar. We are begging Krishna that we don't want to leave your name. Now, when we are sleeping, how do we chant in the sleep? Well, in our avastha, we cannot. Shripad Madhavendra Puri and devotees of that caliber, their dreams are also Bhagavatic. In their dream, Krishna is coming and giving them milk and telling them, I am here, rescue me, or go get Chandan for me. So their sthiti, their situation is very exalted. We are not there. But what we can do, and this also I have learned from our Guru Varga, is when we are doing Shayan, when we are sleeping, we should put Hari Kirtan. Prabhupada's Japa tape, Guru Maharaj's Japa tape, or Prabhupada's lecture, some Hari Katha, we should keep playing in our bedroom when we are sleeping. I have seen that way the sleep is very nice, very sweet. We don't get bad dreams. And we also wake up early, wake up on time. So this everybody can do. We can put Prabhupada's Japa tape when we sleep, or some Hari Katha or something. So we should do that, must. So that even when we are sleeping, we are surrounded by Harinam, Hari Katha. And if we die in the sleep, then we are protected. So in this way, we should try to do Nirantar Naam. It comes with practice, constantly reminding ourselves, and talking less. The more we talk, and the more we Jagat Chintan, the more we think of this material world, Nirantar Naam will not happen. Always remember that if we have ahankar, that I am a great devotee, then we will not be able to take Sharanagati. There are only 2 things for a devotee that we have to do, right? What are the 2 things? Nirantar Naam and Sharanagati. If we have ahambal, if we think that I am something, I am great, I am a great devotee, I have got this talent, this ability, that ability, I am famous, people respect me, I have got followers, then we cannot take Sharanagati, number 1. And number 2, if we do Jagat Chintan, Gramya Katha, Mahaprabhu says, Gramya Katha na kohibe, Gramya Varta na shunibe. If we are hearing and speaking mundane talk, then we will not be able to do Nirantar Naam. Like I always tell the story of that boy in school. He had not stolen, but his teacher was slapping him. Once he said, "Did you steal?" No. Then the teacher kept punishing him, kept slapping him. He was just chanting. When the teacher asked, "Why you didn't oppose me? Why you didn't tell me again and again that you're innocent?" Then he said, "Naam chhod diya tha." And later on, the sadhu came to Vrindavan, and he's a great santa in Vrindavan today. He was telling this. His family members were telling the story actually about him, that he was very great even as a small child in elementary school. He used to practice Nirantar Naam, not eat dabba with the classmates, like Prahlad Maharaj. He used to sit in the classroom and eat. So this is called abhyas. This we have to cultivate. So if we have ahambal, then we cannot take sharanagati. And if we do jagat chintan, jagat varta, gramya katha, bahubat. What is that? Narayan Hari Bhajan mein pacho nahi suhar. Vishay lalasa, nidra hasi, jagat priti bahubat. These 5 things are very detrimental to Nirantar Bhajan. One of them is bahubat, talking too much, talking about mundane. Aur kya? Aur bolo. Phone pe unnecessarily continuing conversations, not required. We should speak whatever is required and then get down to bhajan. Those who speak too much, like me, speaking too much, they cannot do Nirantar Naam Bhajan. So it's a practice. Jagat Chintan, Jagat Varta, Gramya Katha will not allow us to do Nirantar Naam. And Ahankar, Ahambal, then we will not be able to do Sharanagati. And without Sharanagati and without Namashraya, Nirantar Naam Bhajan, Kirtane Sadahari, we cannot get Krishna. We cannot get Krishna Prem. So like that. Okay, Mataji, I hope this helps.
Yes, Prabhuji, and really thankful to you a lot, because you are the person you are such a devotee that who is telling.
Mataji, I'm just trying to repeat what I've heard. It's not mine.
Yeah,
it
but
is your sincerity.
how to chant continuous these things, like even though if we ask so many devotees also, I may not get answer proper.
Prabhupada has written, Mataji, see in...
Yes, but in Bhagavatam it is written, I ask with reference, but still I get the different answers by Krishna's mercy. What can I do? I cannot do anything, right? So
Prabhupada has written this, so don't worry. It's all Prabhupada's and senior devotees only that I'm repeating. It's your sincerity that you are able to see some useful things. But Prabhupada clearly writes in the 8th chapter in that verse, which says, Anta kale chamameva smaranukta kalegaram. Prabhupada writes in the purport, therefore we should constantly, incessantly chant the holy names.
Yes. And Prabhuji, actually, when we try with the food, we are taking prasadam. But sometimes it happens like we don't even cook like spicy food also, because it agitates somehow.
Definitely.
So this thing also is not there. But sometimes it happens like we have to take, it happened with me, like I got to take some tablet because of some calcium, some tablet which is given by doctor here. So I took only one tablet. It agitated me a lot. I thought, okay, fine, no problem. Whatever happens with the health, but I am not going to take this tablet. It is agitating a lot. For 4 to 5 days, it agitated me. Not only one day. So after 2 days, it started. My Krishna, it agitated a lot, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So I don't know what medicine this was. Certain medicines may have that side effect also. But I don't know which medicine it was, but certain allopathic medicines can have side effects. But yeah, this is an experiential thing. If something in our experience is bothering us, then we should avoid those things. Food definitely affects consciousness. There is no doubt about it. Prabhupada says that food affects consciousness. Jaisa an, vaisa man.
So what we should do, Prabhuji, then now? We should avoid these tablets, yes, but
I don't know which tablet this is. You can send me a picture on WhatsApp and
yes,
with the contents of that, and I can...
Contents are not there. They give in Walgreens. When doctor recommends, they give in Walgreens. I don't know what are the contents and all. Yeah, I will share, Prabhuji. I will share the snap. Might be
name you share with me. Okay. Thank you, dear devotees. So Pooja Mataji has asked, is there any change in the class timings? No, actually my night shifts are going on. I have 2 more night shifts, tonight and then tomorrow night. Then Tuesday morning onwards, hopefully we'll be back to our regular schedule of morning japa. But now I'm doing night shifts from 6 to 4, 10-hour shifts. So it's very difficult for me to wake up, start the japa call at 4:30. So very sorry, but we'll start from Tuesday. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol. Thank you very much.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.